I'm watching the rise. And I wouldn't say I'm shocked cause I'm hardly surprised. This one's for the ride. This one's for who knew I'd make it, just needed some time. This one's for my wife. Could have left 1,000 times just about my side.
Hey, what's up, everyone? My name is Randy Kaye, and I'm the host of the Caught Up Podcast. Today we have Madi Mendoza. She is just finishing up her sophomore season in college, where she played shortstop at the University of Texas, El Paso for the past 2 seasons. Madi is a dynamic infielder with lots of range and a great, accurate arm. She's a leader on the field. We really miss having her in the program. Madi, it's always great to see you. Thanks for taking the time to catch up.
Of course. Love catching up with you.
What's happening with you these days? How's it feel to be home?
It feels good. I can relax for a little bit, before getting back to work.
What's your day look like? Like, how much time do you take off from softball, if any?
I'd say like a good week.
Okay.
A good week. And if I don't get back to it quick, I drive myself crazy, I can't sit still for more than an hour probably. So I work out, go outside, hang out.
Yeah, visit. Are your friends starting to come home? Everybody starting to get home from college?
Yeah, a lot of them are doing regionals too. So a lot of their tournaments and, they're all getting into it. Weber State just won. So Kaylin's still doing regionals and all that. Jordan, they're still rocking it. Funny
story, I was actually watching that Weber State game when Jordan McMahon got that hit with 2 outs to the shortstop.
Man.
And that shortstop bobbled it. But here's the funny part. I texted Jordan after that. I was like, hey, that's what good things happen when you put the ball in play. And she goes, well, it was a hit either way. And I said, and I laughed. And then she goes, yeah, Madi texted me and told me that she would have got me out on that. I said she would have.
Yeah, she called me and I was like, were you watching it? She was like, were you watching the game? And I was like, yeah, I was watching it. And I was like, I would have had it. And I was like, you might have been safe at first, but I would have went 2 right away. I was like, that ain't no hit in my book.
That is so funny you say that because when she even said, she's like, it was a hit. And I said the exact same thing. I go, I think Madi gets the out at 2.
Yeah.
I mean, that looked like a little easier, a little rock back to your right and just a little flip over to 2 for the out. So, no, that's fun stuff. Talk about your season. Talk about what it looks like you had a great season hitting. You and I both know, when you played travel ball, I think nobody could doubt like your defense was on point. Like you were filthy defensively. I think your hitting would be streaky, but it looked like you had a pretty good. You were pretty consistent this season. Talk about the season and how you have evolved as a player.
I think going way back to probably last year, my freshman year, I got hit in the face. Like when it came to hitting, like I was not hitting good. Like you can look at my stats, but then I look back and I didn't want to be that person anymore in the lineup where I'm like, oh, Madi's an automatic out. Like that's a sucky feeling. Like I didn't want to ever experience that again. Like. So I came back in the summer and my coach had told me, he was like, you're same thing, solid on defense, but you're hitting, you got to work on it. So as soon as I got back, I didn't even take a week off that time. I had to get straight to it, work on my hitting. And then I came back this next year and I did a lot better. So I was really proud of myself for that, putting in that work.
When you got there as a freshman, almost everybody's confident, right? When you get an opportunity to go play college ball, and the type of players that generally are playing at the upper end of travel ball here in Arizona, you guys are all confident. But did you actually think that you were going to go there and start as a freshman at shortstop?
No, I didn't think so. But you go in there and you have to just go in there as a dog. Like you're an underdog. Like everyone think, oh, you're a freshman. Like you're not going to do nothing. Like you can't, you just go in there proving yourself. That's all you can do is to prove yourself why you got picked to be a part of the program.
And what do you think it was that really helped you? Because I know I have my opinion just because I know you. I don't have any inside info, but what do you think was the main factor why you were at shortstop your freshman year?
Oh, that's a good question. I think it's just my energy like that. We had another good infielder, Brianna Garcia.
Yeah.
She is.
Yeah.
She played with Madi Mendoza,
Yep.
and she's just a dog. Like that girl, when I got there, she kept me, iron sharpened iron. Yeah, no, that kept me on my toes, and I think we pushed each other to be better. And so, I guess my leadership, she's more on the quiet side, like doesn't really, like, not like me, and I think that's what set me different from the rest. That small little factor, because at a D1 level, I feel like we're all right there with competition. Like we're on the same level. Like we push each other and we keep each other sharp. So I think having that little difference of me being that leader on the field and me reaching out, always just yelling, being on top of things, like I think that's what put me at shortstop, being that person for my team.
Yeah, no, I agree. There was a point this fall where, because I'm sure, I think we've talked about it in the past where, the team that I have this fall is not the team I had last summer. I made lots of changes, but there was a point this summer where I've got a lot of talent, but like everybody's kind of trying to find their way. And there was a point this fall where I was like, I told one of our coaches, I'm like, what we're missing? We're missing a Madi Mendoza. We're missing that energy. We're missing that leader, that person that like just keeps it light, man. You keep the energy good. I always hashtag good energy, right? Like I always talk about that. And like I feel like that's what you brought, and I feel like that's what we're missing. So yeah, I would agree with you 100%. That's, aside from like, you're going to make all your plays, you're going to make all the routine stuff, but you're also going to make the plays that are like that really, I mean, as a coach, and I'm sure as a pitcher, you just go, shit, man. Like those are the ones that like we needed that play made. There's not a lot of kids that will make that play, and you make them. And so I think that combination of, defense, solid defense, making the routine stuff, and then your energy is just what it is. How are you pretty close with Brianna Garcia?
Oh, that's my, I would say, like one of my bestest friends on the field. Like we have this connection that I've never had before, if that makes sense. Like I've never had a connection with my second baseman or whatever. Like I had a connection where we were actually ranked this year and last year on double plays. And it's the best feeling.
It's, for me, it's really good to see you, especially after that first season, kind of get through it. I always tell everybody, and I think I told you when you left, when you graduated, I said, make sure that you finish the fall and then finish one full season. Because I know how hard the fall can be for some players, especially when you leave home. But talk about how your first fall was when you got there, and like some of the emotions that maybe you went through as a D1 softball player.
Well, I'm from El Paso, so I was gonna live with my Theo, my uncle, at his house, but it was about 30 minutes away, so it was too far to be community back and forth, especially with morning weights and having late night practices. It was just too much. So my teammates had offered me to sleep on the couch for a night. It was supposed to be a night, and from that night forward, I didn't sleep on a bed since. I spent every day on a couch, and it was like actually pretty awesome. Like it was like, even though it was a couch, it felt like a bed because of the environment I was in. But struggle wise, I think I struggled commuting, like going from high school to college. Like they say, like it's a big difference, and it really is. Like it, I didn't do so well in the fall. Got myself in a bit of a trouble, but I got my act together. Like the end, Coach Mata and the other coaches there really like helped me get through it too. Like, and being away from my mom was the biggest struggle that I had. It was like being away from her for so long. Like she was struggling too. Like it was really hard. So just having your teammates, I think, really helped me stay upbeat. And having softball, that's really what I was there for. Because I didn't even want to go to school. Like, like I didn't want to be a part of any of that. And so having my teammates just really helped me, going with me to study hall, going with me like helping me with tutoring, everything. Just it was like it literally took a whole village to get me through that fall. So
Yeah. Did you ever think about stopping, like not playing anymore in the fall that first year?
no,
No? Good.
no, I didn't. Even I wanted to quit school, but I didn't want to stop playing softball. So you can't have one or the other. So I had to get through it. And if I wanted to play, I had to do school. So
Right. And when you say the levels or there's a difference, talk about like what those differences were for you specifically. I mean, you mentioned the school stuff, and then you mentioned like, the commute and trying to find a place that was, a little bit easier. But like, what about on the field was different for you, or a little bit more difficult than you thought it would be?
I think adjusting to how fast the game got. Like in those fall games, like everyone was faster, everything was going faster, pitching was faster. Like I think going from that, and the balls are coming at me faster. Like it's just like it's a big adjustment going from club ball or high school to that. Like I've got some hard hits in club ball and stuff like that, but every ball in college is hard. Like it's you have to be athletic, and I think that was the biggest adjustment I had to make, was be more athletic, if that makes sense.
Yeah. Just kind of not taking pitches off ever. Not that you do, but like maybe that extra focus to like stay locked in. Yeah. Let's talk a little bit about prior to getting to school. Because this is one of the things I think was really interesting. If you remember, I remember like that January of our last travel ball, the spring, right before spring started. You let me know that you weren't going to play in the summer, that you were planning on not going to college. You were talking about going to the military. Talk about that, talk about that decision to, what you were thinking there. And then talk about, whether or not I would assume you think that was a good decision now, or happy you made that decision. Cause I think what I told you was, you should really think about it. I mean, serving your country is amazing. And you can't discount anyone for doing that or making that decision, but you also had an opportunity to go play ball, college softball at a lot of places. And I think, for me, it just kind of felt like you were unsure if you were going to get that opportunity. I knew you were because you're talented, but talk about that, making that decision and where you sit with it now and how it makes you feel at this point.
Going back at it now, I'm really glad I came to college. Yeah, I think my life would be 110% different. I wouldn't have met the people that I have, like the many people that I've met. It's been a crazy last 2 years traveling.
Isn't that the fun part too? Like traveling as a college athlete and walking through the airport and like everybody looks at you, all the younger kids. Isn't that cool?
Yeah, and people asking you, what sport you play? What sport do you play? Or,
yeah.
Yeah, it's the best feeling. And that's the other thing, like having the community that I built for myself in El Paso, like that was the biggest, 110% biggest thing for me, is having that community. And I think if I would have gone to the Air Force, I would have still had, I was thinking at that time, I wanted to start my life already. Like, I feel like college would have set me back and I wouldn't have begin what I wanted to for myself. But I think the one thing that altered my decision was Hannah Lindsay. She was the biggest person, the first person to push me towards going to college. She was like, Maddie, if you don't go to college, you're stupid. Like you need to go. Like you're gonna have so many opportunities. Like she was definitely the first person always talking to me about it. And I think her talking to me about her experiences helped me think about it and be like, man, am I really making a good decision for myself? So I think choosing to go to college was a very good decision for myself and all the opportunities that it's given me.
Talk about some of those opportunities.
Obviously traveling, I went to Virginia, Florida, Louisiana, just all of those East Coast, everywhere. It's crazy to see the world, more than just Arizona or California. Like, it's so crazy. So those opportunities to see those areas, awesome. And the opportunity to meet Dot Richardson,
Really?
legend, man.
That's cool.
She's awesome. She's awesome. She's pretty funny, actually. Seeing her in person, seeing how she coaches, it's awesome. She's cool. I love her hair. It's it's a standout for me. And then what else? Getting opportunity to get a degree so I can further possibly have a higher rank if I were to go to the Air Force.
Yeah. What are you studying?
Multi-disc. So just basically like basic stuff.
Gotcha.
Yeah, nothing too hard, you know. I'm still in there to play softball, so they give me the easy stuff. Yeah, there's just so many different experiences. Like I've even had a little bit of taste of coaching. Like, you know, these parents, they see me and they're like, "Can you come help out with my kid?" And so I go and I help them out, and being able to like teach these kids and give back what you and other coaches that I've had in the past given me, it's a great feeling too, being able to do that.
It's a little different on that side, right?
Way different.
Like you're really good at what you do, and you do what you do, and your mind, or you make decisions to make, what do they call them? Movement patterns, right? Like whether you're like running or hitting or throwing, their movement patterns. But it's like a different world when you have to go try to explain it.
I say, yeah, no, it takes a lot of patience. I don't know how you guys did it with all of us, especially like the attitudes and all that, like, you know, girls being girls. Yeah, I don't know how you guys did it because I'm still learning.
My thing really isn't attitude with girls, hardly ever. Like, I mean, I could usually manage that. For me right now, I think the biggest thing that I deal with is, and I hate to throw this word around, loyalty, because like it's tough, but like, because people got to do what they got to do, and I totally get that. But like, when you give your heart and soul to something, and then like things like you just don't feel like you're getting it back is the hard part. So, you know, but
Yeah.
like anything, that's you know, it's the way things go, and that's life. So, talk a little bit about what have you learned, you know, like in terms of like defenses, hitting, fielding. Is there anything that you feel like you've gotten better besides you talked about your hitting, but like give me some specific things that maybe you've learned and that you're able to pass on?
I think defensively, I feel like just being mature. I think that's the biggest thing that I've grown, and being focused. I have such a hard time focusing, and so I think learning how to focus in on every pitch, and a more physical thing is attacking every ball. That's the biggest. My first step is always forward, no matter what. I know I feel better when I attack it. I'm quicker, I'm faster. I know I can be cleaner, less errors. Once you sit back on that ball, it won already. So I think that's the biggest thing is focusing, being mature, being softball IQ too, like knowing where to go at what time, when's the right time and place to do something with the ball. That's the biggest thing too.
They call that your clock, right? Your internal clock. Like, you know, like you said earlier, you said it. Like, I would have probably went to second and got that girl. Like, you just knew, like, there in your mind, the ball hit so many times, and you can kind of feel that, like, I got the out there without even looking, right? But it takes, like you said, a mature player to, like, before the pitch, recognize what kind of runner you have. Before the pitch, think about what I'm going to do with the ball if it gets to me in this amount of time, or how hard it's hit, or all those things. So, or what direction it takes you. Those are things, and that's just game IQ stuff, and like you said, just maturing as a ball player. What about teams or people you faced in college that have excited you, or made you think like, damn, like I got work to do?
Her name is Mac. Well, I know her by Mac, but she plays at GCU. She's a shortstop. She's very good. Everything she does is attack. So I think I learned that from her.
Is it Nolan?
I don't remember her last name.
Yeah, I can't remember her last name either, but I think it is. Might be wrong.
Watching her it's pretty cool. I like the way she plays shortstop, and I think looking at her, I got some work to do for sure. She's a lefty too, I think. She slaps, I think. But have you heard of Rachel Roop?
Where's she from?
Liberty.
Okay.
A mid-major. They're pretty good. They're ranked this year. I think all of Dot Richardson's team, like playing against them, they're just dogs. Like they're just beasts. On hitting wise, they just dominate. And I think I want to get there. Like I want to get there with my hitting, where people struggle to strike me out or struggle to get me out in general. So I think watching that whole team is where I want to be, and facing them is really like a kick in the butt, because they literally kicked our butts. But
when you came home last summer, what did you said you went right to work on your hitting. What did you do, and are you going to do the same thing this summer, or are you looking to change it up?
Last summer I came home and I did pretty much nothing but tee work. I went back to my basics, like trying to figure out my swing again, like figuring out what I did, how I did it, my timing. I literally broke it down. Nothing but tee work for the longest time. And then eventually I went to a machine. So a lot of people don't like the machine, but it helps.
To hit off a machine.
Yeah, no, it's...
it's so funny because I was just thinking about, like, we're doing our camp next month, and I'm like, we want to bring a machine, like, because here's what I do know. I know college coaches, every one of them I talk to, for the most part is like, it's a moving ball and there's pressure because a lot of times kids don't want to hit off a machine because if you don't hit it right, it hurts, or, you hear the excuse, well, I can't, I need to see the arm whip, or, I can't see the ball out of the finger. Like, that's all BS. Like, to me, the ball comes out of the machine, pick the ball up, and I get it. There could be some timing issues with whoever's feeding it if they're not giving you a good feed. But like at the end of the day, man, it's a moving ball. Figure out how to hit it. And the coaches that I know want you to do that. And so, we're looking at our Zoom camp, and I'm thinking about bringing my machine out. The problem is if you have that mentality where it's like, oh, well, I can't hit off a machine, or I hate hitting off a machine, then I don't know if I want to put you in that position with college coaches watching.
Right.
But at the end of the day, like, maybe there's some kids that need to learn that way. Hey, this, because it was funny because we were at On Deck this fall, and Marty Tyson's team was hitting right before us at On Deck, and Derek brought a machine, and they were feeding balls out of the machine, and that team was mashing. Like, that team was just killing the ball. And then we go up there, and I mean, we didn't look terrible, but like, you can tell we weren't hitting off a machine as much, and it was different. It looked different. It didn't look as confident. It didn't look like we were squaring the ball up as well. So I like that. I hope this will definitely be clipped and put out there because kids need to hit off a machine.
Oh yeah, no. When I got to college in the fall, I hated it. I hated hitting off the machine, but literally that's all we do is hit off a machine. And when I got there, I didn't touch the machine. I didn't touch the ball at all. But it was like tough titty, but like you still got to get in there and hit it. And like, so I think that's definitely a lesson that I had to learn, was to learn to love the machine. And so it definitely helps with your timing, everything, like your mechanics. You can go back, you can film yourself. Like, you have to learn to love the machine.
Are you guys like trying to move the ball? Are you guys like trying to throw curve balls or rise balls or anything like that?
Yes. Before we went to go play Texas Tech this year, Najee, she's on the team. So we were preparing to hit for her. So our coach just said nothing but rise balls. I didn't touch not one, but I said I wasn't going to hit the rise ball. But Yeah, so it's just like preparing for pitches that we're about to face. Like he sets it to where we can have curveball, screw, change up. Like he's a voodoo machine with all the machines. He's pretty good with working that. But
Are you guys hitting real balls?
no, they're kind of real balls. They're not the dimples, but they call them life flights. They're like lighter, harder. Yep. But no, not real balls.
Are you guys using just like a regular hack attack or like an ATEC machine, or is it one that actually like feeds itself and throws different pitches on its own?
No, we do one that we feed it. We do our wind up. Just a regular pitching machine.
3-wheel machine?
Mm-hmm, 3-wheel.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah.
What else about college that you've enjoyed?
I think my biggest thing was talking crap. I think that's the best. Like being able to compete. Like you get your team all hyped up, and then you get the other team all hyped up, and you're just going at it. Like I think having a 1-0 ball game is the best feeling. Nope, I don't like a blowout, honestly. Like, it's cool to win, whatever. But having close games like that where the team almost comes back and, it's a cool feeling. I love being able to talk crap behind my teammates, like being able to defend my pitchers. And, they talk too. Other teams talk too, of course.
Oh, yeah.
So it's just a matter of, like, going back and forth and
backing it up, right?
Yep.
Like that's the toughest thing about talking crap, right?
Yeah.
You everybody can talk, but can you back it up? And so that's the fun part is when you can actually talk and then back it up a little bit. I get that, and I know that's just good energy to me. Like, and it's not disrespectful talking crap, but it's definitely like. I got you on that one. And because I could see it in your, like when you hit, I've seen a couple plays where you've hit balls into a gap or hit a double or drove some kids in, you slide in and, you start doing your dances on the field or at whatever base you happen to end up on. So no, that's always good stuff. That's good stuff. What about those game? You said you like being in 1-run ball games or close ball games. What about when you're when you got a runner in scoring position or you got one more out to get? You want that ball hit to you?
Oh yeah, for sure. I don't like it. I don't like it being hit to anybody else. It makes me nervous.
You want to handle it?
Yeah, I'd rather it get taken care of by me. I do. I've had those mess ups, especially my freshman year. Barely. I think you have to experience messing those up in order to grow as a player. So I think it's definitely...
And learn how to get by them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so being able to just handle that ball and being the one to take care of it is the best feeling. I wouldn't want it to be in anybody else's hands, for sure.
Gotcha. Have you talked to anybody from your high school? Do you ever go back and check in? Is your coach still there? I
don't think so, no. But I still talk to the girls, Mia, Rodriguez, Skylar. She's actually reached out. She just reached out to me not too long ago, so I've been catching up with her a little bit. She's good. Idaho, they were first in the conference. They lost to Weber, so
I know.
I don't know. I don't like talk on Weber. Jordan's there.
Yeah.
But it's funny.
Both
it's nice
Jordans.
having a little. Yeah, both Jordans.
And Raina.
Yep, they're all there.
Yep.
So she's doing good. She doesn't play a lot, which is kind of unfortunate, but she likes it, I guess.
It's hard in college.
Oh yeah, it's a dog-eat-dog world out there, for sure.
Yeah.
Competing for your spot, that's tough.
And Mia, her dad's Buddy, right? Is that who that is? Okay, yeah. How's she doing?
She's good. She's in the transfer portal actually. Getting ready to get out of JUCO life. So
where was she at?
She was at Central.
Okay.
Where Maddie was, Hagbarth, and then then she moved.
Yes, I did remember that.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting. Speaking of the transfer portal, like, what's your deal?
I think after these 2 years, I'm ready to be in the transfer portal. So
is that final?
Yes, I've already submitted all my paperwork, all that. So when it opens up on the 18th, I'm ready to roll. I'm ready to go. I think I just want something new to experience in my life. I know I could be better for somebody else.
Gotcha.
It was a hard decision for sure. I think very hard. There's lots of pros and cons that I had to consider. And I think that's the biggest thing when you're thinking about entering the portal. So yeah, I'm ready to go. Honestly,
What about your family? How's your family feel about it?
at first they were kind of opposed to it. I think because El Paso being my home, all my family there, my grandma especially. My grandma's my number one, and I think her being there, being able to watch me play. I think that's why my parents, my family didn't want to see me leave, but them knowing what's best for me, thinking me knowing what's best for me as well. They're like, just go. Like we're gonna support you no matter what. No matter where you go, we're gonna go and be there. And I think that's the biggest help is having a family like that does that for you, and it's just awesome.
You have any concerns, like if you don't find what you're looking for? That you left something that was pretty good for you?
Yeah, I do. I think I think about that all the time, really, because what I did have, my coach had said, even if I don't find anything, I can still go back there. They still have a spot for me. But I think that's the biggest concern is leaving my family and that community. I feel like that is something I will regret, but also it's something that I need to experience.
Yeah, no, and what is it that do you know what experience you're looking for, or like is it softball? Is it just like a different surroundings? What is it that's making you go in?
I think it's having a different softball experience. Like I know I feel like I wasn't being pushed as much this year. Last year I was being pushed because there's, new start, new something for me. But now that I've experienced it twice, 2 years, I think I'm ready to experience something better for myself. I want a better softball environment for myself. I know I could be, I'm good right now. I'm okay right now, but I know I can be better. And that's what I want for myself.
So are you looking for a situation that has a starting shortstop and a starting second baseman that are, both juniors or seniors, and you want to go in and try to break into that, or?
Yes and no. I know Sac State, they really need a shortstop, and I feel like being the program that they have, I know they need a defense. Watching them this past conference play, Jordan hit that ball to that shortstop. I know I would have had it. And
Yeah.
It's just like,
oh wait, was that Sac State?
Yeah,
that was Sac State. Holy cow!
Yeah, it was.
Okay.
Yeah, it was.
Well, I hope you're not like throwing any shade on that shortstop.
No shade.
Is
I'm
she
just
still
saying,
there?
I don't know. I think she is.
Gotcha.
Yeah, for sure. She should be. And you know what? She's a catcher. She's supposed to be a catcher, and they put her there because they didn't have no shortstop. So kudos to her. Shortstop isn't easy. I think she did good for the season for being put there. All of a sudden, she was thinking going in there as a catcher.
Yeah.
So kudos to her for real.
Gotcha. No, I didn't mean to bring that up. That was just it got going.
Yeah.
That's good stuff. No, that's all in fun. That's all good.
Yeah.
What else are you concerned at all about? Because you guys play on turf at UTEP, right?
Mm-hmm.
All turf.
Yep.
So, any concerns about going to a school that's not all turf, or does that matter to you?
Yes.
We really miss having her in the program.
That's something you were talking about working over the summer, and I think nothing but dirt over this break. I want to go back to being in the dirt, being used to the dirt, diving, all that. I want to be back to it. Although most of the teams that we played in conference, most of them had dirt field. Only us and one more school had turf. So I did pretty good in the dirt. So I'm not too worried about it, but I know I need to get back into it.
I've had a few of the kids reach out of course, Jordan and them and Riley and
Mm-hmm.
Racy from Utah. You
Utah.
knew Race, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. She was off this year. I think she tore, I want to say her shoulder, but or bicep maybe. And I know she got that fixed and she's starting to throw. So she's going to come out and throw. I got another pitcher that is at GCU that, that I was really trying to get to come play for me this year, but she ended up going to college early. So she's there. She's going to come throw this summer. And then, you guys are always welcome. And then, Gabby Garcia?
Yeah.
So Gabby's coming out. She'll be coaching with me this summer. And she's
That's
also
awesome.
looking to work out. She's also looking to work out. So, and that's who I wanted to connect you with last year. I think if we can get, a bunch of you guys working out together, along with some of our kids, it would be money. So, so all that stuff's interesting. I actually have a guy texting me right now that he built a field out in Gilbert, like a little area to work out, to practice. It's got bases on, it's got really nice dirt and all that. So I know Gabby has access to that. So I'm definitely going to try to hook you guys up. I think it'd be awesome.
Cool.
You guys
Cool.
push each other a little bit.
Yeah, I love to work with that girl. She's a beast. She's crazy.
Yeah, she's having a great year. And the funny part is I know how concerned she was about getting an opportunity at Oklahoma. That, like, just like you were talking about, like, she was just like working and I can only kind of talk a little bit about it because, like, I know, but I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Like I know what her and her mom did to get ready. So, I'd love to introduce you to both of them. I think you'd really enjoy the workouts, and I think honestly, you would benefit from it. So, you're welcome anytime. So tell me so is that it on the transfer piece? You said you think Sac State needs a shortstop. Are you reaching out to schools right now, or are you just going to kind of sit and wait and hope that they come looking for you?
No, I'm gonna go out I'm gonna take that step and reach out to as many schools as I can.
Cool.
So yeah, I think I'm gonna take that step.
And stats wise, like, obviously defensively you're solid. Hitting was good, right? So, like, you should be good stats wise in terms of, like, how it looks on paper.
Yeah, look how it looks on paper. I think it looks pretty good this year, at least. Last year, my defense was pretty good as well. But stats wise, I just got Defensive Player of the Year.
Yes, congratulations.
So, thank you, and I think that gives me a little nudge. Put me above all. Hopefully.
Yeah, I was talking to a coach, and I told you about it. I won't mention exactly who it was, but I was talking to him yesterday, and he asked me if I had a middle in the portal or if I knew any middles in the portal, and I told him about you, and he knew exactly who you were. So I won't be surprised if they reach out. I did tell him that you're probably looking a little bit, in a certain region, but, hey, it's always worth the conversation.
Yeah, exactly. Doesn't hurt.
So tell me what else drives you? What else makes Maddie go?
My grandma. I think my grandma makes me go for sure. My mom. Those two ladies are the most important girls in my whole entire life. Being able to have them come out and support me is the biggest drive. That's what I do it for. And I think what makes me keep going is being that person on that field. Like, I'm not like I'm able to be myself and just escape this whole real world stuff, school, everything, life, everything. That's what makes me go. Being able to step on that field and just yell, being able to just scream and just be myself. That's the best feeling.
What would you say that is your next, like, piece of growth? Like, if you had to pinpoint anything, where do you need to grow still?
I think I still have a lot of need to mature. I think softball wise, I need to mature, and hitting. That's where I need to grow, is my hitting. And honestly, on my fielding too, I feel like I could be faster. As fast as I am, I feel like I could be faster. So I think that's something I can grow in every aspect of the game right now. I think I know I can be better than what I am right now.
Are you going to look to do, like, some speed and agility stuff, or, like, get in a program for somebody that actually is going to train?
Yeah. I don't know. I've never thought about that. Usually our coaches give us workouts to do and stuff. And I need to, obviously, I got very small. I'm littler. So I think I need to get bigger, puts a little bit of muscle on, more gain. So that's something else I need to be a part of. I think I will consider being a part of a program, helping me stay there.
I have a guy that's up in Scottsdale that trains. They do pro athletes too, and as an organization, we're going to start sending kids there. He's having a evaluation and like an intro to his gym next week. I'll get you the info. I sent it to Jordan McMahon. Like all of our returning kids are looking to go check it out. So, all the college kids that come home, obviously you got to do something. Like you can't, like it would, especially if you want to play, if you're trying to improve, you're going to go into a new situation and try to like earn, time and all that. So I think it would be good to look at. What's been your biggest moment so far? Like to where you're like, oh my God, like almost like a pinch me moment where you're just like, this is really cool. Or, I never thought I would be doing this when it comes to college.
I think the biggest pinch me moment was, me and Bree had turned 4 double plays in one game. And
Really?
yeah, we ended the game actually turning a double play. And it was just like, it was so crazy. Like I've never been so like hype about myself, like hype about my teammates, like just so it was just such a crazy moment. Like and what sucks is though when we really thought about it, like when everything settled down, we needed one more to tie the NCAA record. And I know if we had a chance to have another one, we would have got it. Like I know we would have had it. We were so locked in and getting a double play. It was just that was the biggest moment for me this year, is having those 4 double plays with her.
If you could go back to that moment and you got your 4th, would you love to know that you needed one more, or just rather just let it happen?
I think just let it happen. I think things like that, just when it happens, it happens. It's like kind of a flow.
Yeah.
It was the biggest flow for us, and we were definitely flowing. We were flowing for sure. I think that's the biggest thing.
What are your off the field passions?
Off the field passions? I like playing pickleball.
Okay. Never played that. I gotta try it.
No, you gotta get into it. People get competitive. Like even though court's tiny, you got a little paddle. No. It gets serious. I love pickleball, and I think what I love about it more is playing pickleball with my mom.
Okay.
I think just out of softball passion is just being able to hang out with my friends and definitely be with my mom. That's my biggest passion.
Would you want to keep playing if you had the opportunity?
And my mom asked me that question too, and I feel like yes and no. Yes, there's some pros to being a part of AAU softball, going across seas, going to Mexico, all that stuff. But also at the end of the day, like I would be okay with just getting my life started too.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm already preparing myself in that sense. I'm already giving my all in everything I do. And I feel like when that time comes where my time playing college softball is going to be done, I'm going to be okay. I'll be okay with it. And there's always slow pitch too. I always wanted to play slow pitch. So I think I'll be okay.
Right. Interesting. What does getting on with your life mean to you? Like what does that look like when you say that?
I think getting a job, start earning real money, I think getting my house, just getting those adult things, my own car. I'm excited for that. I want my life to be started. I want to go out and see the world. That's my biggest goal for my future, is having a stable enough job to be able to see the world. That's what I want with whoever I'm with. So
Is the military still, is the Air Force still in your sights?
yes, it is. It definitely is. It's just I've been talking to a lot of people. El Paso's in Fort Bliss. They have a base there, so we talk to a lot of people in the in the Army and all that, and they say obviously don't go to the Army. That's the number one thing, not to go in the Army. But
Why not?
just they say they don't treat you well in the Army. Not as good as the Air Force would, or the Navy. But they say the Air Force is the best branch to be a part of. And I do want to be a part of the Air Force. I want to help people. I think that's my biggest goal, is wanting to be a part of a situation or program that helps people. I want to help people. That's what I want.
You got any advice out there for like a younger player, a younger Maddie who's, trying to find her way, in travel ball or in high school or middle school ball?
Only advice I got is just honestly just work as hard as everybody else, work harder even. And I think just trusting the process. I think that's the biggest thing I've learned, is just being able to trust yourself and your instincts and your feeling on what's best for you. I think that's the biggest thing, is just going with the flow. Things happen, but there's nothing that you can't get back from.
Cool. Anything else you want to put out there before we wrap it up?
Nope. I'm all good here. I appreciate you. It's cool. I like your little podcast, Randy. I'm glad you got into something.
Yeah. I gotta try to, grow the brand a little bit, grow the game, and I started having fun with it. So yeah, I'm gonna do it. I think we're up at like 53 or 54 now, and so like my goal is 100. So I'm over halfway there.
You'll get there. Knowing you, you'll get there.
We'll get there for sure. All right, cool. Well, I appreciate you, and I'm hopeful that I'll see you out there I'm sure I'll see you out there soon. We'll be trying to put together some sort of, college, kids versus R18 kids or something, that you guys get some ABs and let the pitchers throw. There's a bunch of them now back. So
cool.
All right. I just want to say thanks for listening. We will continue working to elevate the sport and get caught up with those who are influential in the fast pitch community. And hopefully we can help you navigate your softball journey. If you enjoyed this content, please like and subscribe to our YouTube channel, Caught Up with Randy Kaye, or using the handle @CoachKAZ. Listen to the audio version of our podcast on Google, Apple, Spotify, or wherever you consume your favorite content. Finally, please follow us on X and Instagram using the same handle @CoachKAZ. Thanks for listening.
This one's for my wife. Could have left 1,000 times just about my side.